miss the feeling.
Right now, choose any new 20 Mazda and get 0% for 60 months, plus 90 days deferred payments during the Team Mazda upgrade event happening now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Kick off yet another week of the Clarence Bug Show. Bye, guys. Saying bye to Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. Don't forget, their replay is on tonight at 10 for those of you that missed the show earlier today. That's the great thing about Pelican Broadcasting. You can catch both of us twice a day right here on KPBN. Here's hoping that your weekend was an absolutely fabulous one. If not, well, as we like to say, each and every Monday, right about this time of the day, good Lord willing, you will still be here when the next one rolls our way, and you will have the opportunity to try it all over again. Well, the big story that never was continues to be the big story. And I got to tip my hat right out of the gate to all of you that took it upon yourselves to let Twitter and Facebook know exactly how you feel about their censorship of what is arguably the biggest story, if not of the year, certainly of the campaign season. This recovered laptop, allegedly belonging to Joe Biden, and the information contained therein. If you were with us last Thursday, you know that I said this story is not going away anytime soon. And despite the fact that the mainstream media has still refused to touch this story, it's not going to go away anytime soon. As a matter of fact, it only now makes the mainstream media look even worse because the story is out there now, and with Twitter relaxing or backtracking would be a more appropriate word, their stance, it's spreading like wildfire. And before all is said and done, the mainstream media will have no choice. They're going to have to delve into the story. And you know, for a guy that grew up in an era where journalists took that obligation seriously of delving into an issue, finding out the truth, and simply giving the facts to the American people, allowing them to make up their own minds. This is disgusting. And what is so ironic, and we see this all the time, particularly with those of the liberal persuasion, the things that they accuse the other side of doing are actually the things they are deeply involved in themselves. It is a sad commentary that the so-called, quote, journalist today. It was not so very long ago where a story like this, wild hogs and dogs, could not have kept the media from digging into this and finding out the absolute truth. Instead, we now find ourselves at a point where we have the biggest social media platforms out there doing absolutely everything within their power to keep the truth from the American people. Now listen, y'all, please, in the words of the late, great Dr. Isaac Patty Greggs, former head of the Southern University Jukebox, understand me thoroughly. This should infuriate every American. And this is regardless of race, creed, color, political affiliation, what have you. Because if they can do this now on something this important, rest assured, it won't be long before they will pull a dirty trick of this magnitude on someone that you support. There's a little thing called karma, and there's an old adage that says what goes around comes around. And when you have individuals resorting to things of this nature, rest assured, no one is safe. No cause is safe. No party is safe. No ideology is safe. And quite frankly, when the mainstream media refuses to carry a story like this, this is the point where individuals in individual cities and states need to start bombarding their local news to carry the story. Just imagine CBS, one of the worst offenders out there, CBS decides, in the interest of protecting their guy, we're not going to carry the story. Just imagine if every CBS affiliate in every single city starts getting bombarded with emails from local viewers saying, if you don't carry it on your newscast, we're going to tune you out just like we're tuning out your network. Trust me, y'all, it would not take long before the individual affiliates would be forced to carry the story. And listen, you are going to hear, and remember I mentioned, it's also very obvious how those of the liberal persuasion will accuse the other side of doing something, and it's something that they are actually doing all along. Adam Schiff came out almost immediately and said, well, you don't need to pay any attention to that story. That's intelligence is confirmed. It's part of the Russia disinformation campaign. Well, the director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, has come out and said Hunter Biden's allegedly recovered laptop is not a part of some Russia disinformation campaign. Quote, it's funny that some of the people, Adam Schiff, who complain the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing the intelligence. The quote continues, unfortunately, it's Adam Schiff who said the intelligence community believes the Hunter Biden laptop and emails on it are part of a Russia disinformation campaign. Let me be clear. The intelligence community does not believe that because there is no intelligence that supports it. We the quote continues, have shared no intelligence with Adam Schiff or any member of Congress. The founding fathers were so very wise when they instilled in our form of governance individual rights and responsibilities. And don't for 1 minute think that Twitter, out of the goodness of their hearts and a sense of fair play, decided we got to reverse course on this thing and allow people to talk about it. No, fair play had nothing to do with it. It was the backlash that they received from just regular John and Jane Q Americans that forced their hand in this regard. I understand the swamp is so deep that many people at this point, they have arrived at a point where they throw up their hands and say, well, there's not really much that, little old me can do. Well, this ought to prove that that's not correct. All it takes is enough single individuals banding together and doing what the founding fathers wanted us to do. As a matter of fact, they didn't just want us to do this. It is a God-given right for us to do this. It is a responsibility as an American to do this. Now listen, for those of you that are big-time Joe Biden fans or big-time liberals, Democrats, whatever, the temptation for you to go along with this whitewashing, the temptation to go along with this most egregious offense against the American electorate is pretty strong, especially if you've been sucking up all that propaganda that the mainstream media has been feeding you for the last going on 4 years now. I get it. I understand that. I simply ask you to remember one thing. The next time, it might be your side. The next time, it might be something that is near and dear to your heart. The next time, it might be something that you, as an individual, not a member of a party, but as an individual, are adamantly opposed to. And if you sit by idly and allow it to happen now, you have lost all semblance of a moral high ground. This is America we're talking about. And to allow these folks to play dirty, low-down games like this, it's one thing for them to do it. It is something else for we Americans to allow them to. Some of y'all not going to get that till later, but that's okay, as long as at some point you get it. Violent weekend here in the capital city. We'll talk about that after this commercial break when we come back and roll on with the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
You could be driving. Right now, during the Team Honda Upgrade event, get a new 20 Accord Sport for just $309 a month with no money down, no first payment, and no security deposit. It's time to upgrade to your new Honda at Louisiana's #1 new car dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. It was yet another violent weekend here in the capital city. And I don't know what word would be most applicable here. I noticed this weekend there was a march, protest march, here in the capital region, a, quote, say her name march, obviously referencing the tragedy of Breonna Taylor. Meanwhile, this weekend, 25-year-old African-American female murdered, caught in the crossfire. A 48-year-old African-American man shot to death Sunday. Friday, a 25-year-old African-American man shot to death. Also, Friday, fortunately, no fatalities resulting from a barrage of gunfire near a local funeral home. And of course, all of this coming on the heels of a 2-year-old being murdered on Thursday. I have watched all of this with absolute horror. And maybe it's because of the platform that I've been so blessed to have, that I have tried to make it a conscious decision not to become desensitized to it all. Considering that I grew up in this very city at a time when you went to bed at night, and if you weren't sure whether or not you had locked your front door or not, you really didn't worry about it. You just went on to sleep, went on about the rest of your night, wondering, do I need to close my windows or not? What the heck? Do I need to be sure the car is locked and secured in the garage? What the heck? It truly is a different day. And understanding that there's only so much law enforcement can do. I think most reasonable people understand law enforcement by and large is reactionary. Unless, of course, as Chief Murphy Paul regularly, religiously reminds us, unless we pick up that phone before that troubled, angry, vindictive individual makes good on a threat made in a private conversation. Unless and until we do that, there's not really much law enforcement can do. I mean, you can patrol every street in the capital city. You can put law enforcement officers in every mall, every convenience store, on every corner. But typically, nothing changes until individuals have a change of heart. I'm flipping through the channels this weekend, and I stopped on Cincinnati Bengals, and I forget who they were playing. But I saw Cincinnati, and immediately it registered Joe Burrow. So I'm having this conversation with myself. You know how you see, you see in the cartoons sometimes a guy is talking with himself, and there'll be one of him on the left shoulder, there's another of him on the right shoulder, and they're doing the pro and con thing between themselves, and the guy's brain is trying to process, okay, who am I going to listen to? The guy on the left shoulder is saying, Clarence, why are you wasting your time with the NFL? You know it's just going to be a matter of time before they go insult you. The guy on the other shoulder is saying, nah, maybe they've learned their lesson, maybe they've changed their ways, give it a chance. 2 plays was all it took. Sure enough, there's a shot on the sideline with a guy with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. So, of course, I reached for the remote and look up, no more Joe Burrow. But I started thinking, attempting to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and understanding full well that the folks in the Black Lives Matter movement have allowed other folks to come in and co-opt their movement. Attempting to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe this guy, just maybe, had the best intentions at heart. Maybe, just maybe, the message he is attempting to convey is brothers need to stop killing brothers. Maybe, just maybe, he is giving tacit agreement to those of us that feel all lives matter. So I started thinking, is there a way, and I haven't been able to come up with this yet. When I do, y'all gonna be the first to know. But there's got to be a way, understanding the very bad taste that many people have collectively in their mouths about the Black Lives Matter movement and how they allowed themselves to be co-opted by these radicals. There's got to be a way for them to refocus that message. When a 25-year-old female, a 25-year-old male, a 48-year-old male, a 2-year-old child are all murdered in the capital city in the course of a weekend. There are folks out there, and I'm going to tell y'all what they're saying. You may not want to face it. It may not be comfortable for you to swallow, and you may purposely put those blinders on because you just don't want to see it because it doesn't fit your narrative. I'm going to tell you what a lot of folk are saying. You wearing the Black Lives Matter shirt, but apparently black lives don't matter to black folk. Now let's just be real, y'all. Real talk. We family. We can talk. Those folk are saying, y'all shoving down my throat when all I want to do is watch a football game. Y'all shoving in my face, Black Lives Matter. But apparently black lives don't matter to other black people. If I were a part of that movement, I would dedicate myself in the very near future to refocusing the effort. Because at the end of the day, the police ain't had nothing to do. Sorry, English teachers, I didn't give you the heads up on that one. The po-po didn't have anything to do with the 25-year-old male, the 25-year-old female, the 48-year-old male, or the 2-year-old child that were murdered here in the capital city. White folks, English teachers, here it comes in 3, 2, 1, ain't had a damn thing to do with the 25-year-old male, the 25-year-old black female, the 48-year-old male, or the 2-year-old child that were murdered in just a weekend in the capital city. But our energy, our effort, and our focus is not where it should be. Now, I'm going to leave to you to decide why that is. I would suggest, not that anybody asked me, but since we're talking, I would suggest it's because the mainstream media and a bunch of folk who think, obviously erroneously, we care what they think, have fed y'all a line of bull. Oh, and speaking of people who think we care what they think, yeah, got a doozy coming for you. I didn't forget, it's Monday, I understand. Those of y'all that are regular viewers, you know, on Monday we do a segment called, now that's just stupid. Not S-T-U-P-I-D, S-T-O-O-P-I-D. That's the next level of stupid. That's coming up next. But we got to get this break out of the way. We'll bang it out, we'll come back, and we'll continue to march right on through the Monday edition of the Clarence Bud Show, right where you've got it, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Today's the day to score thousands in savings on a new Toyota during the upgrade event at Team Toyota. Choose the all-new redesigned 2020 Highlander and get $1,750 customer cash. Let today be the day you score thousands in savings at Team Toyota. I-12 at O'Neill.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Don't forget, the replay is on later tonight, 11 o'clock. For those of you that missed a particular segment or you just want to watch it again, feel free. We'd love to have you. And, of course, we would appreciate you spreading the word to friends and family that that rarity that you always had an idea it existed. You had heard it was possible. Not likely, but it's possible, kind of like Bigfoot. You heard about it, but it does actually exist. A black conservative. Oh my God, it's real. It's like Bigfoot. Yes, actually, it actually exists. Yeah, get a picture. That's right. Take a picture. Take a screenshot of your TV and record some of the audio, and you can prove to people that it does, in fact, actually exist. All right. Today's edition of now that's just stupid. Have you heard? And we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming. The people that say, well, if Donald Trump wins re-election, I'm moving. As a matter of fact, and I cannot for the life of me remember the person's name that said, I'm leaving the planet. Or apparently they have an endorsement deal with SpaceX to where they can do that, or they've been in astronaut training on the down low. But Bruce Springsteen has announced to all who will listen that if Donald Trump wins the election, he is moving to Australia. Bye, Brucey. Let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. You know what is so amazing to me? Two things in this story. One, how in God's name does this man think we care whether he leaves or not? You know, there's something to be said about living in a fantasy world. This guy lives like the rest of us could never imagine. We don't have, you know how you've heard the old adage, how the other half lives? Bruce Springsteen lives in a fashion that none of us can relate to. Now, that being said, just because you are rich and famous does not mean that we care what you think. And it certainly does not mean we're going to lose our minds. Oh my God, Bruce, not Bruce, Springsteen is going to leave us. Oh, I got to change my vote. Really, bruh? I will vote early to get your sorry behind out of the country I love. But you see, that's the difference between us and them. We don't duck and run like a bunch of cowards. We stay and we fight for what we believe in. And we do it legally. We don't threaten people. Well, I'm going to leave. Get out. What you waiting on, hoss? You can take the East Street Band with you. But what is so absolutely, horrendously stupid about this, you just released a brand new album. And apparently you have so much money or such an advanced case of Trump derangement syndrome, TDS as we like to call it, that you figure, why not insult half of the people who may have considered buying my album, downloading my album, listening to my music? Why not insult half of them? Ask the NBA how that's working out for them. If Donald Trump wins re-election, that's it. I'm moving to Australia. Well, for the record, there's still going to be a whole lot of us here that are conservative, even if he doesn't win. So it's only one person that's going to make you move? You're a freaking idiot. Anytime you want, son, get out. And you can take the East Street Band with you. I guess he's going to have to write a new song, Born in the USA, but living in Australia. I mean, really? Really, Bruce? Now, go back through the list of the 23 most famous individuals that all claimed in 2016, if this man win the presidency, I'm leaving. Go back through the list and see how many of them actually left. 0. Still here. Still here. And what really would be interesting is to have a show and invite all 23 of them and ask, why are you still here? I mean, you made this big old public display. We didn't ask you, you volunteered, because apparently you think we care what you think and what you say. You decided to come and tell all of us, if he wins, I'm leaving. So why are you still here? Other than being a liar and a hypocrite. Thank you, Marty. Other than those two reasons, why are you still here? Of course, now, you really don't have to do that show to ask them why you're still here, because personally, again, we don't care what you think. We don't care. Bruce, shut up and sing. Shut up and sing. We don't care what you think. And the sooner these folks in La La Land come to that realization, the better off they're going to be. And again, listen, I understand full well. Bruce Springsteen got so much money. I guess he figures, well, if I whack off half of the album sales, it's still not going to hurt me that much. After all, I wish this was a Chappelle show. I could do my Rick James. I'm rich. Fill in the blank here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, the bottom line still remains. We don't care what you think, bro. We really don't. You got some bad advice, Bruce. Just saying. Speaking of, now that's just stupid. Have you heard? Disney's streaming service now has decided at the beginning of their family-friendly movies, they're going to run a 10 to 15 second disclaimer that says, warning, the following may contain racist content. So what are the movies that they're going to run this disclaimer before? Well, I'm glad you posed the question. Dumbo, Peter Pan, Fantasia, and Lady and the Tramp. Not Lady and the Tramp, no! Warning, racist content. If you want to see, in glowing terms, very graphic illustration. Remember I told you how liberals destroy everything they touch? Remember that? Remember that conversation? Well, here you go. Liberals, Netflix, will defend as artistic expression the child porn movie Cuties. 10-year-olds in sexually suggestive outfits, twerking, performing all sorts of sexually provocative stunts. They'll defend that. But Lady and the Tramp, Dumbo, Fantasia, and Peter Pan, we got to put a warning label. The following may contain racist content. I used to chuckle when the light first came on for me, and I would hear people of the conservative ilk say liberalism is a disease. I used to chuckle. Not anymore. Not anymore. Whoever it was that discovered that, their way of thinking, as a dear friend of mine is fond of saying, now you're on to something. Whoever that was that came out with it first, figured it out. Yeah, bro, you on to something. It's a disease. It is a warped way of thinking. All you have to do, listen to the music. All you have to do, pull up Netflix. All you have to do is watch the mainstream media. Look at organized sports. Look at public education. Look at the nuclear family. They destroy everything they touch. And yet, some of y'all gonna still vote for them. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Let me get this final break of today's show out of the way. Remember I told y'all about Ice Cube and all the backlash he got when the White House tweeted we're working with him on the contract with Black America? Give you an update. You're gonna love this one. That's up next on the final segment of the Clarence Bugg Show here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. If you were with us last week, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. We talked about the fact that Ice Cube, rapper slash actor slash producer slash God only knows what else, had been demonized on social media for accepting help from the Trump administration on his contract with Black America, the CWBA. And of course, he came out and said that, well, listen, I sent the contract with Black America to the Democrats and I sent it to the Republicans. And the Democrats blew me off. They said, well, get back with us after the election and we'll see if there's something we can do. Republicans, on the other hand, the White House said, dude, this is good stuff. We can work with this. Let's start with it right now. So, Ice Cube had an interview scheduled with Chris Cuomo. And of course, the edict, quote unquote, came down from on high. You can't interview him. Nah, we can't have no black man on CNN talking about he working with Republicans when the Democrats wouldn't. Nah, we can't let that get out. So, the social media backlash about the hypocrisy of all of this forced Cuomo to acquiesce. And of course, after the interview ran, then Don Lemon couldn't wait to come in and criticize Ice Cube, who Ooh, I wish this was I wish this was not a family show. I could tell you what Ice Cube actually did to Don Lemon. Didn't do anything physical. It's a metaphor. And y'all, okay, that ought to tell you everything you know. It is amazing to me how these individuals, particularly in the mainstream media, attempt to control your thought process. In the second segment of today's show, I talked about this violent weekend in Baton Rouge. Let me tell y'all something. If there was a pill that you could take and it would immediately stop all violent tendencies, it would immediately take the murder rate from where it is now to absolute zero with no physical side effects whatsoever, I wouldn't care who developed it. All I would care about is that the folks that need it got it. For them to demonize, castigate, downplay the help that is coming the African American community's way because it didn't come from them is disingenuous at best and is bullcrap at worst. Wouldn't be the first time, however. Probably won't be the last time. Then, of course, after all this, right before all of this, as soon as Ice Cube announces, well, yeah, the Republicans say they're going to work with me on the contract with Black America, then Joe Biden comes out, I've got a plan to help Black America. Now, wait a minute. Let me back this bus up for just a minute. For 8 straight years, you were the second most powerful man on planet Earth. And you did nothing for black folk. But now, old Joe, I've got a plan. 40 plus years, you have had every opportunity available to help black folk. You've done nothing. Well, let me back up. You did do one thing. You co-authored the piece of legislation that locked up more black people starting in 1994 than any other single piece of legislation since Jim Crow. But now, old Joe has got a plan. If it were not so insulting, it might actually be funny. 8 straight years, you were the vice president of the United States of America. And for the first 2 of those 8, Democrats controlled the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the White House. And you didn't do a darn thing to help the black community. But now you got a plan. Now, understanding that this is arguably the most loyal segment of the Democrat Party, black folks, unceasingly, unwaveringly, religiously giving you their votes. And it's taken you all this time to develop a plan. Really, Joe? Really, bruh? Oh, and have you heard the latest, by the way? The Biden campaign announcing today that he's going to be off the campaign trail for the next 3 days. days. So let's see. Kamala Harris was off the campaign trail for the last 3 days. Joe is off for the next 3 days. He's been putting a lid on all appearances at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. And we're how close to the election? Either you taking a whole lot of folks' votes for granted, or you're just a freaking idiot when it comes to campaigns. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. Oh, but there's a third variable. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Because I heard, I picked up on the mental telepathy of a lot of conservatives were saying just now, Clarence, there's a third one. They're planning on cheating big time. That's a whole different show for a whole different day. I need more than the 2 minutes and 24 seconds I got left in today's show to get into that one. There are going to be all sorts of folks between now and election day that are going to be telling y'all all kinds of stuff. But the reality of the matter is pure and simple. There is an issue out there that needs to be addressed. It is arguably the biggest story of the year, certainly the biggest of the campaign season. And there are folks out there that are doing their absolute level best to hide it from you. There are folks out there that want you to believe. Now the polls say, well, it don't really make no sense for you to vote because this thing is already decided for Joe Biden. I ask you, before you swallow that crap, I ask you to think back 4 years ago when they told us the exact same thing. How'd that work out for them? If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you wonder why folks that all of a sudden now come up with these new plans when they've been there all along and hadn't done squat, you can't blame them. Because after all, y'all gonna get mad at me, but it is what it is. They're probably saying, I don't need to do anything for you because you're gonna vote for me anyway. You always do. Yeah, I know it stung. It's supposed to. Let's see if I can do this in record time. Today, more than any, you're right. America, we are not perfect. But doggone it, from my money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Really doesn't matter though, because there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.